Hello and welcome BitMonger family, Jay Monger with you here today. And in today's video, I'm going to talk about how I'm seeing the markets. Are we at a crossroads? Are we going up? Are we going down? What's my take on it? And what are my concerns? So first off, I want to start off by saying, as you guys know, I sold off a big portion of my Bitcoin when it failed to break 116K. I sold it in around 115,200 or so. And then I sold another chunk when it broke below the 120-day moving average, which is that metric that I did a video on yesterday. Check it out if you didn't look at that. I'd love to hear your thoughts. So this is what I'm seeing in the markets. We got the government shut down. We got Trump making crazy statements and then retracting it. Big dog, no bite. Until they have the meeting with China, I think we could see chop and uncertainty, and that is causing some concerns. Yesterday with that massive dump that we saw, where Bitcoin pushed down below 105,000, I did re-enter a small position within my Bitcoin, and I did take some levered longs, and they have turned out to be doing quite well. The levered longs that I took were on Aster and Camino and Pith, and luckily they're printing money. I've moved up my stop losses, so there's no way that I'm going to lose now. It's only going to be a winning trade. And I recently also took a bid on helium when it was under $1.80. It's not a large position, but at that price point, it seems like a great risk-reward play. Whether or not it catches a bid or not is another story. And these levered positions that I'm playing with, guys, are a small portion of my portfolio. I'm mostly in spot positions, and I use very tight stop losses. My importance is on risk management. So keep that in mind if you decide to dabble in perpetuals, levered bets. Very important. Never use excessive leverage. Have a plan. Have your risk management is number one. Do the analysis. I like to buy on lower fib levels, or when we are in, fear. And the best time generally to buy is when we are in extreme fear. Okay, so on to Bitcoin. Another thing that is causing me concern is we can see gold. The gold chart is absolutely going parabolic, and when you see that, it's a safe haven asset. And if you look at the Bitcoin price action, you can clearly see that the market is voting that it is not seen as a safe haven asset. So as much as you might want to believe that, and I think it could come true in the future, we are at a major crossroads. I feel like the average crypto investor has a position in Bitcoin already. So in order for Bitcoin to really get those multiples that we need to see renewed confidence in Bitcoin, and preferably we need it to be seen truly as a store of value, which it is not. We saw on Liberation Day a massive sell-off. People, all those ETF holders, they didn't think it was a store of value. They fucking dumped it. And that's just a harsh reality that we need to face. So you need to have some sort of invalidation point, guys, in case it doesn't turn out the way we want it to. And currently, Bitcoin's price is trading right in fucking no man's land. It's hanging out right around that level that I had mentioned the other day if it goes roughly 5 to 6% below that 120-day moving average, it has the potential to absolutely drop like a rock. And we have had a lot of, 25, 30% corrections in bull markets. So would it be out of the norm for that to happen? Not at all. But the thing that's bothering me right now is we're seeing gold prices rip, and we're also seeing stocks performing incredibly well. And Bitcoin is just in this really weird phase. Now, could this be potential manipulation? Let me know what you think in the comments. Part of my thesis is yeah, it certainly could be. The price could be being pushed down. It could be depressed. People are extremely pessimistic after all the horrible liquidations and all this shit that's happened. The political uncertainties, the tariffs and all this. But Bitcoin is in a really weird place right now. It's really difficult to read. So I would say have exposure to it, but have some sort of price point in which you decide, I think it's time to move out. Where that is going to be up to you. I've told you what I'm doing. I do think that it is being suppressed and we could see some comeback. But I wonder where that comeback is going to come from. Because right now we really haven't seen the corporates, the treasuries. I don't know if it doesn't appear that they're buying up tons of it. We haven't seen Wall Street, the ETF buyers, step in and buying shit tons of it either. So I feel like it's really a coin flip at this stage as to what's going to happen. I do believe if the markets, if the traditional stock market, if those continue to climb up, then Bitcoin has a very good chance of catching a bid as those go up and people realize that there's a disconnect and Bitcoin is too cheap and it should be coming up, and then maybe we'll catch some bids then. But it's a difficult market to navigate, and hopefully you guys are doing well. If we do see Bitcoin dip, I plan to buy it, and I would be looking to buy it. I'll be looking to buy more if it gets down to around 98K, and I'll be looking to buy again in the mid-90s, and then my last point in which I would be buying a little bit more would be like right around 91K. Now if it breaks below that, we could be going into fucking goblin land, and the structure is completely broken because that's the long-term trend line is currently at $91,000. You have to make your guys' own decisions. None of what I'm saying is, financial advice. I'm just telling you guys what I'm doing. But that is what I'm seeing in the markets and what we're dealing with today, the reality. And this is a reason why you guys really need to be diversified. You need to be owning some gold. If you look back at my videos, I made a recommendation. I told you that I was buying gold, and if you had followed me on that trade, you would be very happily in the profit right now. Even on a pullback, we'll be deep in the money now. But I didn't go. I wish I had bought more. And it would be nice to see a big pullback so we could get some more in our portfolio. But right now, that's what I'm waiting to see a pullback in gold and to acquire more in the event we do get a dump. Otherwise, I'm going to sit on my hands and just kind of watch, and I'm scalping with levered plays. If I see a good opportunity, I'm taking it. But guys, this is short-term trading, and I'm just looking to make money quickly on opportunities. These are not long-term type of plays. maybe if I see things turn around and I still have a position open, I will, continue to hold on to it and run it up. Might as well. I'll put in a trailing stop loss. I'll put my trailing stop like around 10 to 15%, depending on how high it goes up, and run it up and be happy with any profits that I take. A lot of people get too greedy in this market, and it's very important to be taking profits, guys. Extremely important. You have to realize Bitcoin, since the very bottom of the bear, it's gone up 720%. When any investment does that kind of run in a couple-year time frame, it's usually a good idea to shave some profits, roll them into other things that will give you some sort of, sense of security, because these, as we know, it's extremely volatile. And as I've mentioned in past videos, we are all different. We are all at different places in our journey. How much we're willing to risk to make, what our goals are, all of that. So it's not a one-shoe-fits-all size ordeal here. So do what you think is best for you. And I hope we all make a ton of money going forward. I also bought some more Solana on the recent dip when it went under 180. I acquired some like around 177 or 178. It was in that region because I had sold it off and wanted just to jump back in, even though I got quite a big bag. 80% of my portfolio is in Bitcoin. So just to give you an idea, tiny allocations. My next biggest allocation is Solana, and then really small allocations to these little shitcoins that I like to buy and speculate on, hoping for the fucking home run. If that happens, wonderful. If it doesn't happen, it's not going to kill me. So that's what I'm doing, guys. So again, the coins that I bought on that dip was Camino, Aster, Pith, and I recently bought a position on Helium. Oh, and I also took a small position on Ondo because it was under 70 cents, so I snacked some up. Not a lot though. All of these again are small, fairly small bets with tight stop losses, risk management number one. Oh, one last thing. I'm going to be heading out. I'm taking my son to set him up in university back in the States. So I am going to be leaving the day after tomorrow, and I probably won't be doing very many videos. I may not be doing any at all for about a month. We'll see. Hopefully I have time to do some for updates and let you guys know what I'm doing. So I'm going to leave it here. I hope you guys are all doing well, having a fantastic day, making money and mongering on.